appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate you taking the time to talk with us, do the interview.
Sure.
Let's just let's get to it then. Can you tell us a story about how you originally became a part of the Hitmen production team?
Okay. Wow. Back in, what was it? 95, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 95, middle 95, whatever. I came down here. I'm out of high school, straight out of high school. Homeboy I'm doing music with in Detroit. He had hooked up with some cats down in Atlanta. Hey, come on, man, let's go down here and do this album. So I came down and did the album, whatever. And then I hooked up with Noontime. Noontime had a group called Absolute. Absolute was signed to Def Soul, Def Jam, Def Soul back in the day.
Yeah.
And I did their demo.
Okay.
Noontime shop that demo to everybody. Def Jam, Sony, and of course Bad Boy. So Diddy, when Diddy heard the demo, he immediately flew to Atlanta. That was like on a Friday. And like that Sunday, I was in New York. And like Monday or Tuesday, that next week I was fine.
Oh wow. That's cool. Cool.
Yeah, so my career took off literally like overnight. Like I was sleeping on floors, doing demos up at Daddy's house, producing everybody for Biggie, Toto, like the whole Bad Boy family.
Yeah.
So and the rest, as they say, is history from there.
Yeah. Cool. Skipping ahead, some years, I want to ask you about an album you worked on, and that's the Aaliyah album. Her third and final album, unfortunately. How did you get asked to work on that project originally?
Pardon me?
How did you get asked to, contribute to that project?
Okay, well, from like 95 to 2000, I was signed to Diddy. From 2000, I moved out to LA. Like 99. 99, I moved out to LA, and when I moved out there, I had hooked up with Barry Hankerson. And Barry Hankerson signed me to a management deal. And that was the same time Barry got that huge deal over at Virgin, where Baby Girl was at. So what happened was, I was basically already in that camp when it came time to work on it, because Barry basically assembled like another Bad Boy, but just on the West Coast. It was me, Butter, Butter used to work with Dre a lot, and a few other producers. So we already really had our camp set up. So when it was time to do the album, she was doing a movie over in Australia. So Virgin just flew like every producer, including myself, over to Australia.
Yeah.
And we just banged out the album over there for like a month. We had a ball.
Cool. Yeah, we actually had a chance to talk to Butter last week about working on the album, and he brought you up and everything, and I was hoping the whole Australia trip and everything, and I was hoping you could tell us about the songs you helped to create on that album. What If and I Refuse. What do you remember about those songs, and what we were trying to do with those songs? Take us through it.
Okay. Well, before we went to Australia, of course we were working on music for her here in the States too, because I think like a month before Australia, we all went to New York and booked up Chung King Studios for like a month. So we was in there banging out. So I remember making What If at Chung King Studios. I forget what room it was, but it was a rock beat. It was a rock beat, and I remember Baby Girl coming in to the studio, and I was playing some beats, and then she's like, "What you working on now?" I was like, "Well, I ain't done with it, but I'll play it." And I was working on it. It was What If.
Yeah.
She just went crazy. I love it. So she picked that.
Wow.
And Tank actually wrote the song here in the States, and then we recorded it in Australia.
Cool.
Australia.
Cool. And
then the other one, What If? What If? I don't know where that came from. I was his own one, because you can tell it's like real cinematic. So I was just zoned out, and when I was doing that track, I was working with Static Major.
Yep.
Rest in peace. And Static came in and wrote the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the story on that one.
Cool. Glad you mentioned Static because we heard two other songs from the Aaliyah sessions that never made the album. We heard Static's demos, Steady Ground and Questions, and we know you worked on those two as well. What do you remember about those songs, and were those songs ever close to making the actual album? Do you remember?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, Steady Ground was really going to be her first single after Rock the Boat.
Oh wow.
And what happened was my engineer at the time, we were doing like 48-hour sessions though, but still it's not an excuse. But anyway, he was mixing the record and somehow lost her vocal.
Oh.
So the vocals that you hear are those are just really like the demo vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah, like her exact vocals, like the final vocals, they got erased.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so
that's crazy.
That's something to make the album.
Oh man. And do you remember the other one, Questions? I know we've heard Static's demo of that one, but we never heard Aaliyah sing that one.
Yeah, well, actually, we did that record in Australia, and she was doing a movie, and she was working a lot. And we did that record late one night, and she heard it, she loved it, but never got around to recording it.
Oh, that's too bad. Do you remember if there was any other songs you guys worked on that maybe that didn't make the album, or?
I got one more on my fault. It's one that we did, Messing Around.
Messing Around?
And nobody's heard that one.
Do you remember what it was called, or?
I forget what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the archive.
Who wrote that one? Just curious.
I did.
Oh, you wrote the song too? Oh,
yeah.
Cool. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and just one more question about that Aaliyah album. What do you remember most about Aaliyah, in the studio during those sessions? What was her spirit like in there while she was making the album?
Oh, she was an angel. She was the most down to earth, sweetest spirit. No attitude, no ego, no I'm Aaliyah. I mean, she was like your homegirl, and I mean, it was surprising how sweet and humble she was.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
She was the best.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Got a few other songs I want to ask you about that you worked on throughout your career. Some R&B songs here. You did a song with Tamia on her first album. What do you remember about that one?
Who, Tamia?
Yeah, Tamia. Show Me Love. Yeah.
I remember that. That was like one of the first, maybe around one of the first or second tracks that I sold when I started, getting work. I remember her manager. It was Lionel Richie's ex-wife. Didn't like her. She didn't like me.
What?
She was just overbearing. One of those managers just up in the session and just trying to do your job.
Oh wow.
So it was. I remember that part, but I remember just getting the record done. Just really trying to get the record done. That wasn't one of my happiest sessions.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but
I got another one that's Tank, Slowly.
Oh yeah.
What do you remember about that?
I did. Go ahead.
What do you remember about that one?
I did that in Sun King. That was in New York. I remember playing all instruments live. I remember going in and playing the drum track, and then the bass, and then they had a B3, the organ in the live room.
Yeah.
So I remember making that track. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
Yeah.